what are we going to do with 5 and 6? Yes, you're going to do them as like 2 separate problems, and then once you finish, you'll multiply the 2 answers together. Okay, so on this first one, we will have what on top? 12 over 8 and 4, right? Because this number's on the top, this number's on the bottom, as well as those subtracted are on the bottom. So my dot, 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 I'm going to do with the 8. So I only have to go 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 times 8, dot, 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 over. And I'm going to have 8, dot, dot, dot for this one, right? And then the 4, I have to write out 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So when I go through and cancel, the 8s and the dot, dot, dots cancel. 1 doesn't matter. And then it looks like I have to go, 4 times 3 is 12. And then 2 goes into 10 5 times. So I have 11, a 5, and a 9 left over. When I multiply those together, what do I get? 495 is correct. Am I going too fast? Okay, so for the other combination here, what's going on top? 8 factorial over 5 factorial and also 3 factorial. So on this one, when I write it out, I'm only going to go to 5. So I have 8 times 7 times 6 times 5, dot, dot, dot. On the bottom, I have my 5 and my dot, dot, dot. And then I also need 3 times 2 times 1. So when I go through and reduce these, my 5s and the dot, dot, dots cancel. 1 doesn't matter. 3 times 2 is 6. I have 8 times 7 left over. And what is 8 times 7? 56. So now in order to get my answer, I do 495 times 56, which is, that is correct, 27,720. Okay, number 6. You guys can probably do this one on your own. I'm going to give you about a minute or two to try to do number 6. When you get the answer, raise your hand and I'll come check it. Yeah, that's right, Nucci. Okay, here we go. So this first one, 9C3. What goes on the top? 9 over, good, 6 factorial, 3 factorial. So we write this all out. We have 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 dot, dot, dot over 6 dot, dot, dot. And then I saw 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, cancel these out. My 6 and my dot dot dots. 1 doesn't matter. 2 goes into 8 4 times. 3 goes into 9 3 times. So I have 3 times 4 times 7, which is?
84.
Very good. Okay, going to the next one. It's 6C2. So I have 6 factorial over what? Good. 4 factorial, 2 factorial. So on the top, I have 6 times 5 times 4 dot 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 over 4 dot dot dot, and then also 2 times 1. So we can cancel out our 4s and our dot dot dots. 1 doesn't matter. 2 goes into 6. So I have 3 times 5, which is 15. And then I finish by multiplying 84 times 15, which equals 1,260. Okay, questions? Okay, now this is where we get to word problems, and you have to figure out, is it a combination or is it a permutation? Permutation is where you just have to do the blanks. Combinations is where you have to go through that whole process. Okay? All right, so example 1, it says how many committees, and I told you guys committees is always going to be what? Combination, okay? How many committees of 5 students can be selected from a class of 25? What number do you think is going to go first?
25.
Good. So it's going to be 25C5. And then we're going to find that answer. So what goes on the top? 25 factorial divided by 20 factorial, and then 5 factorial. Do you see how it's kind of nice to have the dot 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 thing so you don't write all of that out? Okay, so when I write this out, I'm going to go 25 times 24 times 23 times 22 times 21 times 20 dot 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 over, this is a 21, and then I have 20 dot 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 on the bottom, and then I still have 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Yes, are we okay with this? Okay, so my 20s and my dot dot dots cancel out. 1 does not matter. And then, okay, you can do that. 5 goes into 25 5 times. 4 times 3 is, and 12 times 2 is 24. I'm going to cancel all 3 of those with the 24. You did not have to do it that way, though. You could end up canceling. So now I have 5 times 23 times 22 times 21. And when you multiply those together, what do you get? 53,130 is the correct answer.
There's that many combinations.
There's that many combinations if you need 5 students out of 25. Crazy, huh? Okay, example 2. How many ways can first, second, and third place be awarded? Is this going to be a combination or a permutation? Very good. So in this permutation, what number is going in front? 20, and what's going in back? 3. And so we'll do 3 spots, and we go 20 times 19 times 18. 6,840 is correct. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay, so example 3. A box contains 12 black and 8 green marbles. How many ways can 3 black and 2 green marbles be chosen? This is basically giving you 2 problems. So you're going to do the black marbles together and then the green marbles together. Do you think the order matters on which one you pull out first? No. So this means it's a combination. Very good. So I'm going to have 12 combination of 3 times what? 8 combination of 2. And then you're going to solve both of those separately and multiply your answers together. So on the first one we have 12 factorial over 3 factorial, and then 12 minus 3 is 9. Okay, so I'm going to go 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 over 3 times 2 times 1 times 9 . So we can cancel the 9s and the dots. 1 doesn't matter. 2 can go into 10 5 times. 3 can go into 12 4 times. So you have 4 times 11 times 5, which is 220? Is correct. Sorry. Okay. So then on the other one, I have 8 factorial divided by, very good, 6 factorial, 2 factorial. So on the top, I'm going to go 8 times 7 times 6 over 2 times 1 times 6 . 6's and the dots cancel. 1 doesn't matter. 2 goes into 8 how many times? 4. And 4 times 7 is? 28. So now I just have 220 times 28, which is 6,160. Okay, example 4. Does order matter on this one? No. Are we going to have 2 problems? Yes, because you're going to have your boys and then your girls. Okay, so for my first one, what is it going to be? So make sure you pay attention, boys and girls and girls. So I have 12 combination of 5 times 10 combination of 5. Good. So when we do this one, for my first one, I'm going to have 12 factorial divided by 7 factorial, 5 factorial. So on the top, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, over what? Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 times 7, Okay? 7's dots cancel. 1 doesn't matter. Let's see here. 4 times 3 is 12. 5 times 2 is 10. 11 times 9 times 8 left over is what? 792. Perfect. 792. Other one is 10 factorial over what? 5 factorial, 5 factorial, right? Because we already have the 5, and then 10 minus 5 is still 5. So we have 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5, On the bottom, 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 times 5, 5's and the dots cancel. 1 doesn't matter. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 goes into 8 2 times. 5 goes into 10 2 times. 2, 9, 2, 7. We multiply those together and we get 252 is correct. So now that means I have 792 times 252, which equals, good, 199,584. Is that what you got? That's what I heard you say. Okay, last one. Let's see if I can finish it in a minute. Okay, again, you have a combination. We have girls and we have boys. We have girls and we have boys. So we have 22C2 for the girls, and then I have 16C3 for the boys. I'm going to have you guys go ahead and kind of do this on your own, but for the video's sake, when you end up doing all the math, you get 231 times 560. So that's what these two answers come out to be. And you multiply those together and you get 129,360 as your answer.